I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Hydrocat. Hello.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Hydrocat, a Sailor Water Cat VTuber. I'm from Singapore. I normally stream Tetris as my niche. I also sing. So yeah, that's a brief introduction about myself.
Yeah, and I wanted to know, I watched you play the Tetris games online a little while ago. You're a wizard.
A wizard?
Yeah, I mean, this is how fast you go on those games. I can't even tell what's going on, and you're just all over the place. It's pretty amazing to watch.
Thank you. I mean, for Tetris, right? There are different kinds of, how do I put it? Like, there are uncapped games, like say Puyo Pro Tetris as well as Tetris 99, where speed is usually capped. While I'm playing a game where speed is limitless, so there's no limit of how fast you can go. So basically, if you can think faster than you can play faster than you think, right?
Well,
Technically, you can do a lot more crazy stuff. Yeah.
well, it's amazing to watch. I don't even know how you know what's going on. It just boom, 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 smack, boom, 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 bap, boom, 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 bap.
It takes a while.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, how long have you been playing those types of games?
Okay, so a little background. So I used to niche in FPS. Like I used to play a competitive in Valorant as well as Apex.
Right.
So while doing so, right, I think at some point in my VTubing career, right, I wanted to do something that is less saturated, where it's something unique, right? So I decided, you know what? I saw a friend of mine who was playing this. He introduced me to Tetris actually. And then I started getting hooked to it lah. I wasn't like the best. I wasn't fast. I was like slow, and I wasn't clean when I played Tetris. So there's a lot of holes everywhere. Yeah. I've been playing Tetris for about a year now. Not very long, yeah, compared to some other people that I know. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing to watch. I'm old enough where I played the original on the NES, and I was pleased. I was pleased to beat that on the puzzle levels. I was so proud of myself. And here, all these years later, I'm watching you run through it like it's a wet tissue paper. I mean, it's so fast. I don't think I can describe how fast it goes. You must have put in a lot of hours on those games.
Yes, I put in a lot of hours. When I'm not streaming or making content, I would if I feel like it, I would go and practice Tetris. Well, compared to NES Tetris, which is classic Tetris, this Tetris allows you to actually have a preview, which gives you a chance to actually forecast your movements in advance. And which is why, if you can think beforehand, right, actually you can be very fast at the game over time. Yeah. You can stack it differently. It just comes out the same sometimes, yeah.
Folks, we're going to have the links for Hydrocat in the description for the interview. I do suggest you check it out for not only that, but the other games that Hydrocat streams as well. When did you get started on VTubing?
Well, I started VTubing last year actually. It was in June. Prior to that, I actually joined a group. Back then I wasn't a VTuber, rather like I was just a random dude. It was in January of last year, I think, around that period, where I actually joined in with one of my friends' friend.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing. They were a bunch of VTubers playing Valorant often, and I was like, wait a minute, who are these people? I don't even know what VTubers were, and honestly, I didn't even know this exists. I don't even know who Hololive is. I don't even know. Um, yeah, basically, I'm just brain dead. Like I don't even know what's going on,
Right.
right? So yeah, so after like a few months, right? I even told myself this. I remember very clearly. I said that I will never be a VTuber, and then I was like, and then I don't know what happened. I start streaming on like a pre-made model, and then yeah, a few months later, I had my own model, and yeah, I debuted as a VTuber.
Mm. So what was it like,
Yeah.
going on and having your own stream and your own setup and your own people watching you play?
Okay. Initially, I I kind of struggled as a VTuber because one, I did not have a really good setup. Initially at the start, so my priority back then was to try to invest on like upgrades on my PC as well as upgrades on like my microphone setup, my webcam setup. Basically, try to have like ways to improve the experience as a streamer, as well as I was trying to look for ways that I can improve um rather like as to improve the stream for
Yeah.
viewer experience. But
Yeah.
again, a lot of these times where I did that, I actually did not. I wouldn't say. I would say that probably there's a lot of the times where I could have done better,
Mm-hmm.
and even till now, I'm still learning how to do it.
Mm.
And yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah. I'm for someone. It sounds like you kind of jumped in the deep end of the pool pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Went from not knowing to wanting to do it, then doing it. A pretty quick turnaround. Um,
Mm-hmm.
had you ever? I know you're a singer as well. We're going to be playing a cover of yours here in a few minutes. But have you been an entertainer before? Have you been up on stage?
No, I have not.
Ah,
I am I'm an introvert.
uh,
I actually don't really like talking in front of people. Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. It's different. It's having the eyes on you as opposed to sitting in a studio or with a microphone in front of you. Does make a big difference. But the when did you decide that you wanted to do some singing?
Okay. So thinking about that, I actually remembered. I kind of like remembered why I started VTubing. It was because I actually watched. I think I stumbled across. Remember how I told you that I didn't know what Hololive is, right?
Right.
Yeah. So basically, when I realized that they had like some really cool covers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that struck me to become a VTuber,
Mm-hmm.
and it was to like to create covers.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I came knowing nothing about singing. I
Mm-hmm.
came knowing nothing about like how to like create covers, you know. Yeah. So it took one step at a time. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you get the courage to decide that you wanted to do some music on your own?
Well, I I actually don't have an idea why, because one is because when usually when I want to do something, right, I will want to do it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course there will be disappointments along the way. So I try to look at the positive side of things. And a lot of the times I actually don't feel positive about my progress. So it was on and off when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after trying to train every single day, and then I realized maybe there's a potential, but still there is still days where I had this negativity where I need to combat and like try to be a lot more positive. Like try to be more like try to
reinforce
see
yourself.
the good side of things.
Yeah, look on the bright side of it, and take some positive reinforcement out of it. That's not easy sometimes.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Yeah, it is not.
Yeah, a lot of times your worst enemy in doing something like that is yourself, and your biggest critic too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough to get through. And saying that you're kind of an introvert, and here you're kind of showing off what you want to do in front of people. That had to cause a few sleepless nights, maybe. Here I'm showing this to everybody. Do I really want to do this? But it's really good, folks. We're going to be hearing cover here in just a little bit. So stay tuned for that. As far as getting an audience behind you and playing with you in the games or watching you play, have you found it difficult as someone who was a gamer before a streamer to keep up with chat and the game at the same time, especially some of these games you play where you've got to be right on top of things?
Well, usually when I play Tetris, like if I do it competitively, I tend to not like talk often, but I try to. A lot of times, will I struggle reading chat? I would say not really, because I actually look at chat while I play, which is kind of weird, but yeah, I got a habit of it. So that wasn't an issue for me. I think the issue for me is multitasking. The game that I play and talking at the same time is probably because the information from game and the things that I want to say, I find it difficult to express myself while playing, you know.
Right.
Yeah, like having a conversation while playing. I mean, I can do it, but then it will sacrifice the quality of play that I will be producing, because as a competitive Tetris player, I don't like to lose. So I try my best. I try my best to like to show off. Let the game do the speaking for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's really a game like that is very. I mean, and at the level that you're playing it, I mean, I can't imagine it being very easy at all to keep up with the conversation. But I would also imagine that the folks who are watching know that you have to keep contacting it, and they're not too. They don't get too taxing of you trying to get your attention away from it.
So far I did not have that experience, so I would say probably they would have known, because Tetris is unlike Valorant or like Apex. Apex can be quite slow. Valorant can sometimes be quite slow also. So there's a lot of rooms to actually strike up conversations, not like Tetris, where once you are in the game, right, everything is fast paced. Anything can happen at any point in time. Yeah, so they are understanding.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, one little flick of the wrist in the wrong way, and you are absolutely toast in that game.
Yep.
Yeah, and that even happened on the old, really slow NES version. If you made one bad move, you might as well just let it all play out and start again, because you weren't going to catch up with that one. So, what other games do you play while you're online?
I do play. Sometimes I do play like Apex. Not much of Valorant because of how toxic the game is. I also play chill games. Basically, I play. If you heard of Euro Truck Simulator, I do play that. Yeah, I do play that on stream sometimes. I'm actually playing that tomorrow. Yeah.
So what? That's a totally different thing than the Tetris games you play. That's a lot more chill and laid back.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself? Do you find the pace relaxing, or is it? Do you kind of feel yourself getting revved up to try to to play the game a little faster?
Uh, a lot of times, sometimes I do feel like I couldn't. I feel like I can do better,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, sometimes it's limited to how fast I can think,
Mm.
because there are players who I'm pretty sure from what I've seen so far, there are players who really play Tetris really fast, like faster than I do, and they're more efficient with how they place their blocks
Mm-hmm.
and how they attack as well. If I were to compare myself, I think I would say I need to take things slow. So over time I will improve. I do have like times where I feel very disappointed. Actually, this disappointment comes very often, and I think instead of being disappointed, we need to try to like work on it lah, so that we can progressively like improve in areas that I lack.
Mm.
And again, this is also not easy because of how I need to train my brain to think
Mm-hmm.
ahead more and to look for patterns that I previously didn't see.
Mm.
Yeah, so that I can stack faster.
Mm. My wife has played a lot of truck simulator. I said she played Euro Truck before, but a lot of the U.S. version as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't let her behind a real truck to save anybody's life. She tends to like hit toll booths and stuff. I like Misty,
Yeah.
your truck is standing on its end. I don't even know how you do that. But have you found yourself in any really ridiculous situation with the truck simulator?
For the truck simulator, I remembered I thought I had clearance in the toll booth because um okay, so basically when you go on the when you drive in the freeway,
Mm-hmm.
there's this toll booth that's automated, right?
Right.
And previously when I was playing with a friend of mine, he went in and then the toll booth automatically opens. So what I actually thought, right, is no matter what speed I go at, it will just open up, right? I was I was going at, I think it was about 120 kilometer per hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went through the toll booth. The toll booth barely even opened fully, and I
Ooh.
actually slammed into the toll booth.
No, nope.
Yeah.
I'm not hiring. I'm not hiring somebody who beats up toll booths. No, but it seems like a really relaxing. Once you get going in it, it seems to be pretty relaxing. But you still have to pay attention, of course. It's just like driving a car. You do have
Hmm.
to pay attention while you're doing these things. Now,
Okay, so
let's talk about this cover that you have. Um, I don't read the language. I don't understand it. So I'm going to ask you, what is the name of the cover that you've done here?
the name of the cover is in Japanese. Wait, I kind of need to search that up. Ah, my brain just went kind of yoinks, but oh yeah, okay. The name is realize. Yeah, it is translated as realize. Realize.
Realize. Okay. And
Yeah.
what made you choose this one?
Okay. So realize is a song that is I would say something that I can relate to. Um, it is something that I personally think that a lot of other VTubers will relate to as well.
Mm,
It it actually, the lyrics actually had something about like giving up and making progress, like the translation at the
mm,
start of the song, right? It
mm,
says, I waver, slip up and sleep up in this day where I feel like I'm not making any progress.
mm,
And that phrase itself kind of like resembles how I started and how I had this feeling almost every other day.
Mm.
And the song also talk about how all these things supposed to be a lesson, but
Right.
they will the the singer wasn't able to make use of those as lessons lah. So I would say I would say uh the song started off very sad,
Mm.
but as the song goes by, right, the lyrics actually change to something that tells you to follow your feelings,
Mm.
do
Uplifting.
things little by little,
Yeah.
yeah, and then like learn how to fight back,
Mm.
and yeah, don't let pressure get over you, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, whenever I hear this song, it it sometimes motivate me lah, to be honest.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a that's a good reason as any to do the song if it, especially if it means something to you, and obviously this one does. Here is Hydrocat's song here on Eric Loy Interviews.
迷い間違い進めない日々分からってたつもりだったまた足りない大地また見捨て感じたままでいい歩き出して過ごしつつ形にしてさあ行くよ調子はどうだと反響して響く頂点ようになる思い重ね合わせて音プレッシャーと壁をしのけ光の届かないような未来だってなるのでも手を伸ばそう憧ればかりじゃ割れないから悔しい気持ち忘れないで前を向いたら奇跡を抜いたやさやな光を描いていくんだ積み重ねは本当の意志繰り返した試行錯誤また生けろ上を目指して熱い眼差し本気の道シンクロした感覚の磯さ向こう幕は上がったレッド反射して響く兆候を弾けることを重ね合わせて山の完成とステージがたら期待よいがった苦しい時もあるけれど君を待つ人がいるだからそこへかかれ時まで悔しい気持ち忘れないで前を向いたら奇跡を抜いた鮮やな光を描いていくんだ
There you have it. Hydrocat's covering. Once you heard it when you were done recording it, and you realized it was your voice on that recording, how did you feel?
How did I feel? Like, you mean when the cover was complete and
right.
How my voice sounded on the cover?
Yeah, you realize realize that you're done. You've done it now. You've made that recording. You took that step, and it's done. You just heard it for the first time. What's your feelings?
I feel great.
Mm.
Also that cover wasn't my first cover. My first cover was actually Pony.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say this cover is one of my best ones so far. I would say I've come so far since I started. I would say it's a pretty short duration. I would say I feel like I've made a lot of progress since day one. And from someone who wasn't able to sing till now, I would say it's quite interesting because previously in the past I did try to sing and it sounded really cringe, and I'm always on a high note. I I think you can feel me lah. Like um when you listen to a song and you want to vibe with it, right? And then
Right.
all you hear is just high notes from your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hear any notes at all when I sing. I just hear a cat screeching.
Yeah, it's just screeching. Yeah.
Yes. I'm no singer at all, but I really think those folks who like yourself who put yourself out there doing it, that it's really courageous to do, especially if you haven't done it before, and you're learning as you go. That really does take a lot of backbone to do, and you certainly have shown here. And this is really good stuff, folks. There's a lot more to come from Hydrocat. Uh, what's your next goal as far as your channel is concerned? What would you like to do with it?
Okay, so my goal is try to hit partner.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a long term goal, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and
so while I want to do that, there are a few prerequisites that I actually forecasted, which is something that I feel that is valid that I need to work on. Many of which I think has to do with how I portray myself. So first, one thing that I want to do as a streamer, right, is to be able to talk freely, right?
right.
One of the things that I'm trying to help myself to like mitigate this, right, is to have a note, right?
Right.
To write out what I want to say, and it could be anything. It could be my day. It could be like the games that I'm playing or how I feel about this game. You know, basically anything. You know,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like you got things going in the right direction. A really good attitude, and I tell you what, folks, you've got to see Hydrocat play Tetris. These Tetris games, because it'll blow your mind how Hydrocat's able to do this. I really do appreciate you coming on from the other side of the world from me, which is I always think is very interesting, and I think that we're going to see a lot more from you in the future. One thing before we wrap things up, um, what's being a part of a group like Love Chew up for you? I know you joined here not too long ago. What what brings you to that, and have you enjoyed yourself there?
Okay. So about Love True, I actually found Love True actually pretty early but pretty early, but I did not consider joining at the start. So I think it was like after a few months, then I had an interest because I wanted to improve myself
Mm-hmm.
as a streamer. So um since joining Love True, I have learned quite a number of things from different people like Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, she's one of the example
Mm-hmm.
because she's very outspoken as a
Oh yeah.
person. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm trying to learn
We've we've
some stuff from her.
we've talked with Zion before.
I see.
Great interview,
Yeah,
actually.
I've seen that recently.
Yep.
Yeah, so well, I've learned how to be more like talkative. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but like
It's a
talkative in a sense where I can try to express a little bit with other people.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was a lot more active in a
Yeah.
sense with people outside of Love True, like in Love True Discord, where I would like interact with them, on a regular basis. Cause previously I was just like hi bye, like on
Mm-hmm.
Discord, but kind of not on Discord, that
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah, so I try to make an effort to like um interact with people.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's about it.
well, it's everybody I've met from the group so far has been wonderful, including yourself. I really do thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Let us know when you've got some
Thank
big
you.
things coming up on the channel, and we'll update everybody in the future. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.